Hi guys! Do you have any difficulties on installing multiple devices like the IP cameras or access point in a new location? Or do you have a headache on adding devices but you don't know how to lay out? Well, we're FASTCABLING and we're here at your service. Today we received a case from one of our customers, and let's see what happened. Our customer needs to install 24 security cameras around his new storage facility. Now, adding 24 IP cameras is not a challenge. He can simply use a 24-port PoE switch and pull all the network cable from each camera back to the switch. However, our customer's case is special. He needs to put the cameras at two ends with indoor and outdoor location. The system range is about 1,139 feet. Also, there are no power source available on both ends. Not only he has to deal with distance, but also the power issue. So today in this video, I'm going to show you the alternative plan that we designed it for our customer by putting the core switch and NVR at the center, and also install equipment that needs to be waterproof. So if you have any trouble with your system design, either for your house or industrial use, please feel free to contact us through the link in the description below. Send us a diagram or even some sketches so we can try our best to assist you. So here we are right in front of the demonstration board, and I'll show you what our customer needs and explain the detail along the way. Our customers need to add camera on both sides of his facility, so both ends will have the same operation. Let's take one side to display today and divided everything into half. The total range is 1,139 feet, so assume 600 feet on each side. 24 cameras in total, it leaves us 12 cameras to go. Now let's pretend this is the center of the facility where he will put his core switch and the NVR. This is the 16-port PoE switch, which will give us 8 ports available on this side within 328 feet. Because remember, PoE has a limitation of 328 feet. So what about the cameras beyond that range? Then we'll need this baby right here. This is the outdoor PoE power switch. It has a design of IP67 waterproof, which can allow it to work under harsh environment because our customers need to put his equipment outdoor and without power source. Now, one thing keep in mind, some manufacturer may drill holes on the enclosure to use as an air vent. But even though the rain may not get in, the moisture will get in, and eventually it may crush your connection. So our enclosure has a unique design. Let's take a look here. It's the heat dissipation. It will prevent the rain and also the moisture to get in, but release the hot air inside the enclosure. So it can remain IP67 waterproof. Now, the PoE power switch also has a power pass-through feature. It allows it to receive power from the main switch and provide power to the end devices. It is eliminating the need to install individual power and also reduce the installation costs. Keep in mind only port 8 can take in power and the rest of the ports are output. So it will leave us 7 ports available on the outdoor PoE power switch. And I'll show you when we do the connection. You might think we're already done talking about the device that we need. However, we're not done yet. Now, people tend to forget about the power budget and power loss. This is a 16-port PoE switch, which has the maximum of 30 watts of power. In a PoE system, the amount of power delivered to the devices depends on the voltage and current level specified by PoE standard, and also cable length and quality. So that means the longer cable you have, the more power loss you get. It will affect the performance or cause power level drop below the minimum requirement. So in this case, we will need to add a 90 watt PoE injector. It can boost up the power and also extend the PoE signal. Now, the 90 watts rating refers to the maximum power it can deliver to the devices over Ethernet cable. So we should place it with the core switch to provide a higher power to our outdoor PoE power switch. Now, let's do it together. We already have the router connected with our NVR for the image. Now we are going to connect our 16-port switch with the main network, which is the router. Let's plug it in with a short patch cord and make sure you plug it into the uplink port. There are two of it. And now this is already powered up. Now I'm going to, this is the AC power adapter of the PoE injector. I'm going to power it up. Here we go, the lights are on. Okay, so we are going to put a camera on this switch to test if it works. And remember, we have 8 ports available for this side. Now the camera is connected, the light is on, and I think it's getting image in a second. And we are going to connect our PoE injector with the switch, and it will use one of the ports. Okay, it has a data in and PoE out port. Make sure you pull in the right one. This is the in port. And we have the Ethernet cable that connects to the outdoor switch. So we need to plug in the out port. Okay, so this is the 328 feet. And the outdoor PoE power switch should place it right before the 328 feet. In order to extend for another 328 feet. Now, let's do the connection. Remember, I said only port 8 can take in the power, which is this one, and we are going to connect the Ethernet cable here in port number 8. This is the input port. And you can see the light is on, it's already getting power from our switch. And I'm going to add 2 cameras on this side. Let's plug in one in here. And the second one, you can put it any port that you want. Because the rest of the port are the output port. And we have 2 cameras here. We just simply plug in with the outdoor PoE switch. See, the light is on. This is the other one. I just plug it in. All right, I hear the sound. I think it's getting ready. So the whole setup is pretty simple, and we are getting all the images that we need. So we're all done with the operation. Now let's do some math together. Remember, we have to install 12 cameras on this side. The 16-port PoE switch gives us 8 ports available. However, 1 port needs to be connected with the PoE injector, so it leaves us 7 ports available. Now, for the outdoor PoE power switch, we have 8 ports, but number 8 port is the take-in port. So it leaves us another 7 ports available. 7 plus 7, we have total 14 ports available, which is more than enough for our 12 cameras. Now, one more thing that you need to be aware of, make sure you choose a pure copper cable. It has higher conductivity and lower power voltage drop due to the material's advantages. Now, it can also handle higher power loads compared to other materials. Because it is important in a PoE system since the cable has to carry both data and power to the end device. Now, we're all done for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.